Sometimes I say she's an octopus, she doesn't, it gets every ball. She's always there. She doesn't give up. Big serve. Sometimes it's a bit annoying when someone is serving well. She can go anywhere to get any ball. I mean, she already won,
Hmm.
I think two Grand Slams now, and a lot of 1000s, and she's been playing good. She's been at the great level with the same technique. So.
Jabeur, the former Grand Slam finalist and the first African woman player to reach the #2 ranking in the WTA, has made a groundbreaking statement in Coco Gauff's favor that nobody saw coming. And trust me, this statement is causing quite the stir in the tennis community, especially in Sabalenka's camp. Jabeur didn't hold back when she confirmed that Coco Gauff is the most difficult opponent she has ever played against on the WTA Tour. Let that sink in for a moment. We're talking about a player who has faced the best of the best, who has competed in multiple Grand Slam finals, and who has battled against every top-ranked player imaginable. And she's saying Coco Gauff is the toughest challenge she's encountered. But here's where it gets really interesting. Jabeur went even further, stating that even Aryna Sabalenka, the current world #1 and one of the most dominant forces in women's tennis, is not at the level Coco plays when it comes to movement on the court. That's a massive statement, folks, and you can bet Sabalenka wasn't thrilled to hear it.
Her to every corner that she hates,
Yeah,
she'll
you
get
break her
super
rhythm.
frustrated.
Yeah, yeah.
And if she's very fast and doesn't let me do my shots, that's very frustrating to me.
Ons, with you, like I feel like when you played her, you really were able to take over her speed very well. Like I feel like the more you played her, the better you got in control of, like, even when she was dominating the.
Now, before anyone dismisses this as just another hot take, let's remember something crucial. Ons Jabeur didn't just make this statement from the sidelines or based on watching matches on television. She has actually played against both of these incredible athletes multiple times throughout her career. She knows their games inside and out. She's felt the pressure of playing against them in high-stakes matches. This isn't speculation. This is first-hand experience talking. According to Jabeur, in her professional view, Sabalenka can be pushed against by having her run after every single ball. And here's the kicker. Sabalenka gets annoyed easily on the court, and this frustration can be clearly seen in her games. We've all witnessed those moments where Sabalenka's emotions get the better of her, where she smashes rackets or shows visible frustration when things aren't going her way. Jabeur is essentially saying that this is a weakness that can be exploited, and that Coco Gauff does it better than anyone else. In contrast, when talking about Coco, Jabeur emphasized that Gauff's work output is simply unmatched. The young American star covers the court like few others can, and her ability to track down seemingly impossible balls is what sets her apart from the competition. Here's where Ons Jabeur's statement cannot be negated, and the facts speak for themselves. Jabeur has defeated Aryna Sabalenka multiple times throughout her career. Her first win against Sabalenka came at the French Open, followed by another impressive victory at Wimbledon. These weren't just random matches. These were on the biggest stages in tennis, at Grand Slam tournaments where everything is on the line. In multiple encounters, Ons had Sabalenka figured out. She understood her patterns, knew how to exploit her weaknesses, and gave the current world #1 a hell of a competition every single time they stepped on the court together. Jabeur proved time and time again that she could match up against Sabalenka and come out on top. But when it comes to Coco Gauff, the story is completely different. On the other hand, Ons Jabeur never got the better of Coco in any major tournament, even when Ons Jabeur was on her absolute historical run, reaching back-to-back Grand Slam finals and playing some of the best tennis of her life. Think about that for a moment. During the peak of her career, when she was beating everyone and making deep runs in the biggest tournaments, she still couldn't crack the code that is Coco Gauff. Jabeur made it crystal clear with a brilliant analogy. She described Coco Gauff as an octopus. Yes, you heard that right, an octopus. In her own words, she explained that Coco did not let any ball fly away easily. It's like golf has 8 arms on the court, reaching every corner, defending every shot, and making her opponents work for absolutely every single point.
Doesn't give up, big serve, you know. Sometimes it's a bit annoying when someone is serving well. She can go anywhere to get any ball.
This octopus description is perhaps one of the most accurate assessments of Coco's playing style. Anyone who has watched golf play knows exactly what Jabeur is talking about. Coco's court coverage is phenomenal. Her speed, her anticipation, her ability to get to balls that would be winners against 99% of other players. That's what makes her so incredibly difficult to beat. When you're playing against Coco Gauff, you can't just hit one good shot and expect to win the point. You need to hit 2, 3, sometimes 4 or 5 great shots because she just keeps getting the ball back. She forces you to go for more, to take more risks, and eventually that's where errors creep in. It's mentally exhausting to play against someone who defends like that, and Jabeur knows this better than most. Now, even though Sabalenka might hate this statement, and we can imagine she's not exactly thrilled about being compared unfavorably to a younger rival, the facts and the record say it all. The numbers don't lie, and neither does the head-to-head history. Coco has been better in terms of playing style and career trajectory. And here's the mind-blowing part. Even though she has fewer years on tour than Sabalenka, Coco is still just 1 Grand Slam title shy of matching Sabalenka's total. Let that sink in. A player who turned professional years after Sabalenka is already nipping at her heels in terms of major championships. Coco Gauff has 2 Grand Slam titles to her name as of now. She won the US Open in 2023, defeating Aryna Sabalenka in the final in an absolutely thrilling match. And more recently, she captured the Australian Open title in 2025, once again defeating Sabalenka in the finals. Do you see the pattern here? When it matters most, when they meet on the biggest stage in tennis in Grand Slam finals, Coco has come out on top both times. These aren't just wins, these are statements. These are clutch performances under the most intense pressure imaginable. And the fact that both of Coco's Grand Slam titles have come with victories over Sabalenka in the finals, well, that tells you everything you need to know about their rivalry and who has the mental edge when it counts. Of course, there are always people who try to downplay Coco's achievements. The critics love to point out her technique, suggesting that Sabalenka has better form, a more textbook forehand, or more power in her game. These critics argue that Coco's technique is flawed and that it will eventually catch up with her. But Ons Jabeur shut down this narrative completely, and rightfully so. She made it abundantly clear that Coco, even with the technique that people love to criticize, has won 2 Grand Slam titles. She's not just winning matches here and there, she's winning the biggest tournaments in the sport. She's claiming major championships and defeating the best players in the world to do it. Jabeur pointed out something that should be obvious to everyone. Coco is used to playing with her technique. It's not a hindrance, it's just her style. She's been developing and refining her game for years, and she's doing absolutely great with it. There is nothing in her results, nothing in her performance that indicates Coco is losing because of her technique. If anything, her unique style, combined with her incredible athleticism and court coverage, makes her even more difficult to prepare for and play against. The notion that technical purity is the only path to success in tennis has been disproven time and time again. Some of the greatest players in history have had unconventional techniques. What matters is results, and Coco's results speak volumes. She's winning the matches that matter. She's collecting Grand Slam trophies, and she's doing it against the absolute best competition in the world. When we look at the career trajectories of both players, the comparison becomes even more fascinating. Sabalenka is undoubtedly an incredible champion. She's worked incredibly hard to reach the #1 ranking, and she's won 3 Grand Slam titles with powerful, dominant tennis. Nobody is taking that away from her. The head-to-head record between Coco and Sabalenka further supports Jabeur's assessment. While Sabalenka has had her victories against Gauff in regular tour events, when we look at the matches that truly define careers, the Grand Slam finals, Coco is undefeated against Sabalenka. 2 Grand Slam finals, 2 victories for Coco Gauff. These are the matches that fans remember. These are the matches that go down in history books. These are the matches that define legacies. And in those crucial moments, under the brightest lights, with everything on the line, Coco has proven she has the mental fortitude, the physical ability, and the competitive drive to outlast and outplay Sabalenka. The mental aspect of this cannot be understated either. For Sabalenka, there must be a psychological challenge now when facing Coco in big matches. The pattern has been established, the precedent has been set, and breaking that kind of mental barrier is incredibly difficult in professional sports. So let's wrap this up. Sabalenka, even though she definitely did not like what Ons Jabeur said, and we can understand why, the reality is clear. Coco Gauff has demonstrated that she's a different level of challenge. When we compare their career trajectories, when we look at their Grand Slam finals head-to-head record, when we analyze who has gotten the crucial wins at the bigger stages, Coco has the edge. Ons Jabeur's statement wasn't made to diminish Sabalenka's incredible achievements or to create drama. It was an honest assessment from a player who has competed against both athletes at the highest level. She knows what it's like to face Sabalenka's power and aggression. She also knows what it's like to face Coco's relentless defense and octopus-like court coverage. And based on her experience, Coco presents the tougher challenge. This rivalry between Coco and Sabalenka is far from over. Both players are still young and have many years of elite tennis ahead of them. But right now, in this moment, the evidence supports Jabeur's bold claim. Coco Gauff is indeed operating at a level that makes her the most difficult opponent in the WTA. What do you think about Ons Jabeur's statement? Do you agree that Coco is the toughest opponent in women's tennis right now? Or do you think Sabalenka deserves more credit? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!